There's a quiet revolution happening right now in global public health. Governments are figuring out how to help us all live healthier lives. And it's not always with big laws or flashy ad campaigns. They're using the science of human behavior to subtly guide us toward better choices. So let's dive in and see how this actually works. I mean, that's the big question, right? For any policymaker anywhere in the world. How do you get millions of people to eat healthier, or exercise more, or get their regular health checkups? For a long time, the go-to answer was just tell people what to do. But what if there's a better, smarter way? And that's where things are really starting to change. Governments are realizing that just laying down the law or throwing information at people, well, it often doesn't stick. So they're turning to this incredible tool from behavioral science called nudging. The idea is to subtly influence our choices for the better, but, and this is key, without ever taking away our freedom to choose. So where did this whole thing even come from? Well, this isn't just a few countries trying something new. It's become a full-blown global movement, and its growth has been, frankly, astonishing. It all kicked off in the UK, way back in 2010. They set up the world's very first behavioral insights unit. People started calling it the Nudge Unit. At the time, it was a pretty radical idea, having a dedicated team of psychologists and scientists helping to shape public policy. And from that one small unit, well, the idea just exploded. Fast forward to May 2024, and the number of these behavioral science groups has shot up to 651 around the world. To put that in perspective, that's more than triple the number from just a few years ago in 2018. This idea didn't just spread, it went viral. And the result is what you see here, a truly global phenomenon. What began in a single office in the UK has now spread to practically every continent. From North and South America to Europe and Asia, countries are building their own nudge units to tackle all sorts of challenges, from public health to paying taxes on time. Okay, to really get a feel for how this works on the ground, let's take a quick tour across Asia. We're going to see how different countries are putting these exact ideas into practice to solve some really big, real-world health challenges. First up, let's look at India. Their huge Swachh Bharat's mission aimed to improve sanitation. But they didn't just build facilities. They got communities deeply involved. This taps into a powerful psychological idea called social proof. Basically, we're way more likely to do something if we see our friends and neighbors doing it too. Okay, now let's hop over to Singapore. Their healthier dining program uses really simple nudges, like making healthy options the most visible on a menu. And then there's the National Steps Challenge. I mean, who doesn't love a good game? It's a brilliant use of gamification, turning exercise into a fun, nationwide competition with rewards. It's a fantastic way to get thousands of people moving. And there's a common thread that connects all these success stories. The core idea is that you can't just copy and paste these programs. They work because they're built with a real, deep understanding of the local community and the local culture. Over in Japan, they've done something really clever. They've woven these ideas into systems that already exist. For example, to get more people to go for cancer screenings, they just made it the default option during regular checkups. This uses our powerful default bias. We humans tend to just stick with whatever is pre-selected for us. It's such a simple change, but it makes being healthy the easy path to take. And in the Philippines, they've applied these insights to something so important: maternal health. By empowering women through community education and building strong support networks, they've successfully encouraged more expecting mothers to get the prenatal care that is absolutely vital. Okay, so we've taken this quick trip across Asia, we've seen these different examples. So what are the big takeaways here? It turns out there's a pretty clear blueprint for success that we can see from all these global experiences. It really boils down to this 4-step plan. First, you have to engage the community. This means working with them, not just talking at them. Second, you've got to tailor the message so it actually makes sense and connects with people culturally. Third, and this is a big one, make the healthy choice the easy choice. We all tend to follow the path of least resistance. And finally, you have to test and learn. Try something, measure if it's actually working, and then adapt. All right, let's just step back for a second and look at the big picture. Why does this global shift in thinking matter so much? At the end of the day, this whole movement is about finally admitting something simple. We humans are not perfectly rational robots. Our choices are shaped by our emotions, our habits, our environment. And by designing policies that understand how we actually behave, we can create solutions that are not only way more effective, but also a lot more empathetic and human. And so that leaves us with this huge, fascinating question for the future. We've seen just how powerful these small, thoughtful nudges can be for public health. So just imagine what we could accomplish if we started applying this same kind of thinking to other massive challenges, like climate change, or education, or even our financial well being. What do you think we should tackle next?